So today we are going to be stepping in our trusty time machine, going back in time. It's Thursday, Throwback Thursday. We're celebrating the launch of our partner's page after these messages on Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah, some guy came in, said that he works here now, starting a new Instagram page.
And we're like, fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, less work for us.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. You ready? I hope
After
so.
these messages.
The Natural Habitat Podcast. The Natural Habitat Podcast. The Natural Habitat Podcast.
Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to a special episode.
All right, you lost them.
Of the Natural Habitat
everybody's
Podcast.
signing off already.
You're right. I'm sorry. My bad.
It's
Speeding it
another
up.
one.
Speeding it up. Welcome to the show. This is the Natural Habitat Podcast, and my name is Mikey Booyah.
My name is motherfucking Blast from the Past, Hamburglar.
Blast from the Past, Hamburglar. Is that the whole
Yeah.
name, or was that the setup? Blast from the Past.
It's a long name.
It's Blast first name, from the past, middle name, Hamburglar
Hamburglar.
is the last name.
Yep. Blast Hamburglar.
Oh, it's Blast Hamburger. If you take out the middle name,
Yeah.
I see what's going on here for short.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you for being here, Blast Hamburglar.
Yep.
Hamburger. And thank you for joining us, listeners. So what happened was we both recently celebrated our birthdays this month. And, we really appreciate all the donations that we got at naturalhabitatpodcast.com and all the gifts that you guys sent us. And somebody sent us a box of poop. Did you see that? Somebody took our own ad for fucking poop senders and sent us poop.
Is it weird that we decided to celebrate the birthdays week, the week in between our birthdays, and possibly a couple days shy of the Natural Habitat birthday,
It's true.
right?
Yeah, it's all they all like are around the same time of year. So a lot of
All
sex
three of
happened.
them.
A lot of sex happened 9 months ago.
Yeah.
Is what
Crazy.
that means.
Well, 12 months ago.
12 months ago.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? How long do you think it takes to make a baby?
Yeah, 9 months, but
It
the
takes
birth date was actually a year ago.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah. But that's crazy though. I don't know. It's weird timing how shit works out, right?
Yeah.
Like, everything happens for a reason. We didn't even realize our birthdays were so close at first. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, and then it crept up, and then you were like, "Birthday's coming," and I was like, "Yeah, I know. Tell me about it." And you were like, what do you? But it got us. We were talking, and it got us thinking about birthdays in general and how they change as you get older. How they're different now than they were when we were kids.
Yep.
And we were like, we gotta hop in this time machine.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's no better throwback than a birthday throwback. If you think about it, that's like the definition of why we do what we do in the first place.
Yeah.
All the throwbacks come from celebrations of times when we were young. The biggest celebration of the year, every year, was your birthday. So, I mean, like, it's really where a lot of the nostalgia stems from, whether you like realize it or not. A lot of memories come from the gatherings, and a birthday was always one of the biggest gatherings. So it's pretty neat. It's pretty crazy how everything's so connected. Pretty crazy that our birthdays were so close too. I'm still kind of tripping on that. And then, what was the date? Do you remember the date that I did the first episode of the show? It's like the 29th or like the 30th or something like that.
Yeah, I want to say it was something like that. Something towards the end of July. I might even be able to find out.
we're here. So regardless, we're here. We're celebrating. It's our motherfucking birthday, bitches.
Hell yeah. And you're here to celebrate with us. So what we're going to be doing is getting super high. That's
Super high.
Yeah, going to be getting super high and exploring birthdays of the past. You know what I mean? I got some great memories. And when you're older, it's different. But when you were a kid, that was when it was your day. You know what I mean? You got whatever the fuck you wanted for breakfast. You want to go to the fucking arcade. You go to the arcade. You get whatever homies over. You get to rent whatever movies you want to rent. And you know what? We don't need to talk about this in 2016. Let's go back to the 80s.
Let's do this.
All right.
Because it was way better back then anyways.
You got some weed? You got your dabs?
Oh, yeah. I got this new e-nail that's bad as fuck.
Yeah?
I don't know if I told everybody before or not, but it's the Cloud V e-nail dab rig, and it's fucking sick.
Yeah, I don't think you talked about it on the show.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I'm like, I want to get in touch with them and tell them like they did a great job. I'm super. I've had it for like a week and still haven't charged it.
Well, I happen to know for a fact that the Cloud Vape e-nail people listen to the show. So if you got anything to say to them right now, officially, here's your floor.
Shout out to you, assholes. I paid a lot of money for this thing, and it works great.
All right, not the direction I thought it was gonna go, but fair.
Hey, you're not gonna get a more real review than that.
It's true.
The shit works. I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, I'm happy that it works, but it was also expensive, you assholes.
I also have the mini vape.
Uh-huh.
And that one works really good as well too. So I'm not hating on the Cloud V brand. They're pretty dope.
Dope. And they're both made by the same brand? Same company?
Yep.
Well, holy shit. That sounded like a fucking commercial to me.
Sounds like we need a sponsorship. I think we're getting a message here. We got to cut to a real commercial break.
Oh man. Well, all right. We got to do a commercial in the present.
We got to go pay the bills.
Got to pay them bills. So, we're going to hop in this time machine right now, get everything all juiced up. We're going to do a quick word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
It's a birthday kind of day. There's magic in the air. And McDonald's is your special place. And all your friends are there. It's Mac time now. Time for McDonald's. Did he wink at you? Only you can know. Yes, it's Mac time now for McDonald's.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are just about to hop in this time machine and head back to the 80s and go and enjoy some nostalgic birthday fun. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah, don't mind me.
Cough it up. It's fine. It shouldn't obscure anything.
Pat Sajak.
What the fuck?
I've come to terms with the Pat Sajak thing. I think it's just going to happen every time. It's, everything's been working fine recently, so I say we just don't question it.
All right.
Cool?
Well, if we get stuck in some fucking alternate Wheel of Fortune world one day, I'm going to be super mad because that game's not even that fun.
It isn't, right? It's like, why would I want to just bend down and spin this giant wheel over and over and over again?
Wheel of Fortune!
And it's like it just toys with you. The wheel toys with you is what it is. It's constantly giving you money and taking it back, and there's all these little tiny extra small slivers that you got to hit, but you always fall on bankrupt, and it's rigged. There's a midget under there grabbing the wheel and fucking with shit. You think so?
Smell that? Smell that?
What is that? Is that the 80s?
Smells like 89.
Mm-hmm. Smells like chlorine. Smells like summertime.
Smells like fucking Pyrex and burnt cocaine.
Mm-hmm. Smells like somebody's been smoking some crack over here. Did we grow up in bad neighborhoods?
No, but it's just what the 80s are remembered for.
Yeah, it's true. There was a lot of crackheads around. Yeah. So just be careful. Tuck your chain.
Where there wasn't crackheads was at school because we were celebrating birthdays at school at this time. 1989. What? I was in fucking kindergarten or preschool or something.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep, that's a trip. And I remember
Yeah.
fucking ever since kindergarten and preschool, it was like a big deal when your birthday rolled around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I was reading some of these things that we found, and this shit took me all the way back.
Right?
All the way back. It's so familiar. All these things are so familiar. So awesome.
Yeah, one of the biggest standouts to me was like sleepovers. You know what I mean? Sleepovers, I mean, I assume that they still happen with kids, that people still have sleepovers. I don't know. But, you know, nobody trusts anybody anymore. Nobody trusts anybody's parents. Nobody trusts kids. They think they're going to get bullied or that somebody's going to fucking molest them at the sleepover, so they don't let their kids go. But
well, let's get one thing out
do it.
in the open all the way.
Whip it
First
out.
off, what was your most memorable birthday over the years, excluding probably excluding all like teenagers, because once you're a teenager, you're kind of like got an agenda
Yeah.
by then, you know. So like we're talking like Innocence Days,
Yeah.
age 12 and younger.
All right, that's
Okay.
easy. That's an easy one. I remember it was maybe like my 8th or 9th birthday, something like that. And I remember like a lot of people came, the whole family came, and it wasn't just for my birthday. I think that it was also like my birthday was an excuse for everyone to get together and like drink and barbecue and shit. So there was like a good amount of people there, and my whole family plays music. So my uncles were there with their homies, and they had like the whole band, drum set up, amps out in the front yard and shit. And they were like playing fucking
Iron Man.
they were playing I've got big balls, you've got big balls, we got such big balls. And it's all about like dances, like throwing big balls, like big dances.
It's fucking
I forget who does it.
AC/DC, bro.
All right, cool. Old AC/DC, playing AC/DC, getting down. And then I remember I had opened my presents and I got a little plastic toy guitar with like
Nice.
batteries in it, and you press the buttons and it
Yeah.
makes noises and shit. So
Yeah.
I was like fucking lead guitar front man of the band. And I was like up there all jamming out with them and shit. And then I remember there was a video of it that I had all the way up until like my early 20s, and then it got lost somewhere. But I remember watching it all the time. So the memory stayed real strong.
Yeah.
And
I
that
think
was
I
like,
got-
that
I
was the
got-
best one for sure.
I think I got two. Because one is like, one's more of like a family fun environment type thing, and then the other one was me by myself.
Yeah.
So like one is like, I don't remember if it was like a birthday, but I'm kind of leaning towards it. And I think like me and the family, like bunch of cousins and anybody like that, all went to the riverbed, and was like, it was back when the river would flow like a lot.
Yeah.
And you know, you could actually like make a whole day out of it, and we would like go down there and like barbecue and, you know, float and do the whole thing all day. And then another time is when I was with my grandparents, and they took me to go do like fun stuff. Like we would go to like Madonna Inn and go eat and go like around there and check out the whole place or whatever, and then go like to do some other shit, go to the mall or like whatever. It would always be like a little trip for the day or whatever, you know. And it was like something different, you know. Maybe not all kids really took trips like that with their grandparents or whatever for the day, or, you know. So both of those kind of really stood out to me as like opposite spectrums, but both like good memories from that time. I think my favorite toy ever was probably my my Power Wheel Jeep thing that I had when I was really little. I don't even know if I was in school yet, but I know I had this red Jeep Power Wheel,
Yeah.
and I fucking ran that shit into the ground, dude. I remember had it for years as a little kid, and pretty sure I had it even into like kindergarten, first and second grade or something, you know, like pretty. I remember that and this little yellow bike on training wheels and shit. I
Yeah.
had that and this little tiny bike, and those were my fucking whips, dude.
I remember I had a fucking, I had a Power Wheel when I was younger, and it was like so fucking dope. Like the feeling of being a kid and having like a car little kid-sized
Yeah.
car that you were like riding in, and you could fucking grip it, and like you're fucking,
Yeah.
you're all like in it. Like it was a trip, dude. It was crazy, and
And it was really mostly about imagination.
yeah. And then I remember how sad and deeply depressed I got when I got too heavy to ride in my Power Wheel. When like the Power Wheel wouldn't move anymore. Cause I was like, I got fat when I was younger. So like I gained all this weight and got like hella tall and got this growth spurt. So I would like crunch in there with my knees all bent. And then after a while, it was like fully charged. I would hit the gas and it would just creep down the sidewalk. And I would like ride it down hills and shit. And then I just got to the point to where I couldn't ride anymore. I was too big and it was fucked up. I remember that.
Yeah.
I can't believe you brought that up, man. Why would you do that?
Why do you always gotta do that?
Why would you do that to me, man?
Hey, you know, I mean, to each his own, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, that was definitely one of the freshest things that you could get as a kid for your birthday.
Yeah,
And-
anything they could add. Back in our day, it was like anything they could add to the experience. You know,
Yeah.
anything you could add to the imagination experience. Because when you're at a age like that as a kid in those times, you could go fucking do anything. You know, back in the day, kids would just only have their imagination and go just build shit or fucking whatever, you know? Like, things were different. They weren't surrounded by technology like it is now. You know, kids can't escape technology, really. And, I mean, that's cool or whatever, but it's just not the same experience. That's all I'm saying. And so for us, you know, all we needed was like just a little extra something to add to whatever we were already doing. And it would really go a long way, you know what I mean? And we would make that, like I said before, we used to like watch movies and then go outside and like reenact the movies all the time and shit and like play whatever, you know? It really didn't matter because like that's what we had to do. We didn't have no choice, you know? And we just made the best of whatever. And I'm sure a lot of people did it. And I'm sure a lot of people still do.
Yeah.
You know, so like when it's something like a Power Wheel or it's something like a cool bike or whatever, and you know what I mean, it just adds to that element of, oh, now I could do all this other shit, you know, and I don't know, all those things were like tools for us as kids.
Yeah, it was definitely in a time where our imaginations were like off the hook, and like we talk about it a lot, but all these distractions that we have now as adults and that kids have nowadays growing up with a smartphone in your pocket or in your backpack, that changes the whole game. Like, so growing up, people that grew up in the 80s and fucking, you know, the 90s and the 70s, they know what we're talking about, to where, you know, you could go out and fucking go swimming in the river and then go ride your bikes over like at the jumps for a while and then come back and like play some Super Nintendo. And it wasn't like you just played Super Nintendo all day or fucking caught Pokemon.
Yeah, you just had to be out doing shit. I'm not really mad at Pokemon because
No.
it blends the two.
Yeah, all
It
this
forces you to go do shit.
all the adventure definitely like came natural when we were kids.
Yeah, you know, I remember like even at the youngest ages, climbing everything. Before I could even like talk, I'd be climbing shit.
Yeah.
You know, I remember like building tree forts, super young ages, or like whatever, doing shit in the creek, fucking with fucking whatever, you know, like shit was just, I was always outdoors.
Yeah.
Constantly. Me and my brothers were always out doing shit. Building jumps, like you said, or fucking whatever. Anything we could find to do, we did it. And birthdays were the best because like we would get all this new shit now. We'd have all this new ammo, you know. We'd have other people to share it with. We'd be able to like turn it into something that it wasn't, you know. Like one of my I think I've told this story before, but one of my fondest memories ever was when my cousin got a car given to him, and we got to beat the shit out of it.
Yeah.
It didn't work, you know. It was just like it was gonna go to the dump anyways, so they just let us thrash it. And there's nothing like that.
Yep.
Like that shit could never happen now. That shit could never happen now.
Yeah. They'd be like, "Oh, but you're gonna get glass in your eyes and you're
Yeah.
gonna hurt yourself and all this shit."
Oh, whatever.
Or be like, "Maybe we could scrap it for an extra $200 because everybody's poor."
Yeah, well, yeah, that's part of it too, you know. But I mean, like, just I don't know, things were definitely different, and so it's good for a throwback. I remember a lot of these things that we're saying on here. Remember going to school was a whole event for people that had birthdays. Me and you didn't have birthdays at school. We got fucked because our birthdays were in the summertime. So like we never really experienced that. But birthdays at school were always dope because like it would get the whole class out of doing shit. Everybody would like, you would go out to recess and then come back and there'd be a whole everybody has invites in their desk or whatever. And, it was always like a surprise or like an event. Some kid's mom would bring in fucking cupcakes or fucking snacks for everybody, and it was like a party, you know what I mean? And it was always like, a celebration or a way to like interact. And, that's another part of it made it so memorable for us too, like those kids were lucky. If you had a birthday during the school year, you were partying.
Yeah, you had it made.
You're popular for that day for sure.
Yep.
If you never had another day, you had one on your birthday. That's for sure.
So, I was looking some stuff up, and I'm like creepily familiar with the story of the Happy Birthday song. I know that it was written by these two women, Mildred and Patty Hill, back in like the early 1900s. And, they fucking wrote this song and then claimed the rights to it, like copyright it. And then in the 80s, they sold it to a production company, Warner Chappell. And they've been suing people that are using the Happy Birthday song in productions, whether it be a podcast, a TV show, fucking a movie, whatever. And that's why a lot of times when you hear Happy Birthday, it'll be different. They'll change it up and it won't be the actual Happy Birthday song. Rarely you will hear it, but that's when people spring for it and pay the like 15 grand for the rights to the song.
Yeah, fuck them.
Right? So this is what happened. I just found out that someone had used Happy Birthday in their shit. Fucking this company, Warner Chappell, sued this guy, and he countersued them because he claimed that Mildred and Patty Hill had stole the song from an old song called Good Morning to You. And I don't know if you've heard it, but it goes, good morning to you, good morning to you, and it's the same thing. And they just changed the words to birthday and copyrighted it. So he was like, this wasn't theirs to own and sell to this production company in the first place. So the judge ruled that they didn't own it and settled for like $40 million. And all the money is going to go back to people that have gotten sued for using it. And now it's officially in the public domain.
Nice.
So the people win after 80 fucking years.
Yeah, but that's so dumb.
Yeah.
And the people win 80 years later. The people need to win at the fucking time the shit happens. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of this bullshit.
When it's ridiculous. Why can people shouldn't be able to copyright Happy Birthday? You know what I mean?
Yeah, what the fuck?
And that's why you hear, like, in this commercial that we just had from our first sponsor, McDonald's. Here, I'll play a little piece of it.
Birthday kind of day. There's magic in the air.
Okay, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And then we have this beautiful ad music.
It's your birthday, we're here to party and sing to you.
Okay, that's not Happy Birthday. That's like a whole different thing. And then we have this. Some of the older people that grew up in the 80s and 90s might remember this or had sisters.
Happy birthday to you. This is your day.
Okay, so
Who's that? New Kids on the Block?
Those New Kids on the Block
Holy shit, Jay.
coming in strong.
Is that motherfucking Marky Mark?
Was Marky Mark from New Kids on the Block?
No, his brother is.
Oh, then no, it wasn't.
It's Donnie Wahlberg. It's not Marky Mark.
Come on now. But very rarely will you hear the actual song used. And it's dope that It finally came around, public domain. So we could play it if we want to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we could even sing it.
Oh yeah.
You used to not be able to sing it. If you sang it, it was copyright law. And they were out there like fucking searching for people that were using it and just suing just random people.
Fuck that.
So now we're safe. So I'm gonna sing it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
To you.
Happy birthday, dear Joey. Happy birthday to
MIT.
you.
To you.
Oh yeah, to you. There it is. See, it was sped up, but still the same thing, and we got away with it.
And it's a wrap.
Mm-hmm. So, I was doing some research, and I found out that the first birthday card ever sent was in the 1st century A.D.
Ha!
And it was from
It's covered in frankincense.
It was yeah, and it was from the wife of a Roman commander, and she sent out the first birthday card ever, and it was to her sister. I'm gonna read it, but here's the problem. All right, are you ready for the problem?
It was his sister.
I can't pronounce any of these names, so
Oh.
I'm just gonna make noises that look like what they sound like, and this is how the first birthday card ever went. Are you ready? Claudia Savizana and her Lepida, greetings. On the 3rd day before the Ides of September, sister, for the day of the celebration of my birthday, I give you a warm invitation to make sure that you come to us, to make the day more enjoyable for me by your arrival. Give my greetings to your Syracusanus. My anus and my little son send their greetings. Weird. I shall expect you, sister. Farewell, sister. My dearest soul, as I hope to prosper in hell and hail in hell.
All right.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
Now-
That's a lot of dim.
Now tell me what you think about all those words.
It's a lot of words.
This is a lot of words. Well, there it was. That was the first card ever. And now, every year, 2 billion birthday cards are sent throughout the United States. That's
Two
just the
billion.
United States.
There's not even 2 billion people here.
Yeah, but that's, people get birthday cards from multiple people. You'll get
Yeah,
you'll get one from your grandma, you'll get
2
one from your
billion?
aunt. 2 billion birthday cards every year.
Holy shit, Jay.
Mm-hmm. People are loved, man, and birthday cards are still alive and well, thanks to Hallmark.
We
So-
better start making some birthday cards.
Yeah, we probably should. But
Yeah.
even before we do that, we should probably get to another commercial break.
Shit.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
know, man. It sucks, but we got to do what we got to do. Pay the
Pay them
bills.
bills.
Pay them bills. All right, we'll be right back. And I actually have a very harrowing tale when we return.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
On our 50th birthday, it's nice to know we've made a lot of friends by spreading a lot of fun.
Go ahead, make a wish.
And we're back. I just noticed that M&M's they paid for Happy Birthday. Cause it looks like, they used it in this advertisement.
Yep.
And this was recorded a couple days before the lawsuit happened. So,
United?
they paid for it. It's crazy.
Nice.
So, every once in a while you will hear it.
Yeah. When you're rich, you don't care about paying for shit.
Yeah. You're just like, that's money going out. That's not people getting cut. That sounds a lot like a cut sound effect. It could be both.
Yeah.
So, one of the most famous renditions of Happy Birthday of all time. Do you know what it is?
What? Oh, yeah. What?
Do you know what it is or not?
I do, but I didn't want to spoil it. That's what I said.
It's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Feel free to spoil it. Go ahead and crack that soda open too, right in front of the microphone. The most famous rendition of Happy Birthday ever is by Marilyn Monroe to John F. Kennedy. So,
Booyakasha.
Now, this is here. Hold on.
I don't know if it's the most famous. I think it's the most reproduced.
Yeah, it's the most.
Could be the most famous, but we don't know. Shit, a lot of
the
famous
most-
shit happened before our lifetimes.
It's the most referenced. It's referenced a lot.
What about in good old Abraham Lincoln's time? There might have been some crazy famous happy birthday song.
There might have, but you know, it wasn't documented correctly, and Marilyn Monroe didn't come and take the crown yet.
What about in the Greek times? What if they're like having some happy Greek birthday and shit, and they like party with Hercules or something? Like thunderbolts, lightning crashing.
It could.
Thunderbolts. What the fuck's a thunderbolt?
It could have been. You know what I mean? You never know. Because it wasn't properly documented, and Marilyn Monroe hadn't come to take the crown yet.
I know, right?
Yeah. So,
I can't be mad at her for having it. Shit.
yeah. But, you know, a lot of people say this, all right, it's time for our new segment, all right? Right now it's time for gossip. Anything said in this segment may or may not be true. So, Marilyn Monroe, she sang this song to John F. Kennedy. Allegedly, they were having an affair, her with John F. Kennedy and her with Bobby Kennedy. And she came out on stage, all fucked up, all on pills and all drunk and shit, and sang this extremely sexy version of Happy Birthday to John F. Kennedy, right in front of his wife, right in front of everybody, and totally put everything on blast. And everybody was just like, what's happening? Because you guys have been spending a lot of time together, and she looks like she wants to fuck you right now. And shit got weird. And then, shortly after that, she came up dead. She went down alive, came up dead.
Yeah, I don't think it had anything to do with him.
They found her naked body, pill overdose, and one thing that was out of place, what the coroner noticed, was that when they got there, they found her in her bed, overdose on pills, but there was no vomit in her bed. And usually when someone overdoses, their body tries to expel whatever it is that they ate before they die. And he was like, that's kind of strange that there was no vomit at all. It's just dry. So, you know, like I said, this segment is, it's all gossip. Whatever is in it may or may not be true. This is just what I heard.
Nice.
So
I might need a source check.
you're going to need a source check? 5 mics?
Yep, 5 mics.
All right. I'm going to give you 5 mics. You ready?
All right.
That was 6 mics, actually.
All right.
So that was 1 for extra credit.
Okay. Back
No.
to birthdays.
What do you mean? I'm talking about birthdays. Do you
Back
know what
to our birthdays?
do you know what the most popular month for birthdays is?
Mine.
Close.
June.
It's actually next month.
Oh, really?
Yeah, August is the most popular. Accounts for 9% of all the birthdays in the world, which isn't a lot.
What was your favorite birthday game?
My favorite birthday game? You know what? Like, I never really was a big, like, pin the tail on the donkey kind of guy. I had a bad sense of direction. But does laser tag count?
Sure.
Yeah, laser tag. I remember I got a laser tag, the old gray one that you like strap on your chest and has the gun connected to it.
Yeah.
I got one of those when I was younger, and I had it for years, like for fucking 8 years. That shit worked until the batteries finally exploded in it. But I remember that was always the thing. Whenever I had enough homies over when I was a kid, it was always laser tag. We'd laser tag it up.
We always play a lot of board games.
Yeah.
My family likes to play corny fucking card games, like, but they're really fun, you know, like apples to apples and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite probably type of game from a birthday thing was always like the piñata. You know, that was always like an event. Bust a piñata open, candy go everywhere. You know, everybody was always blindfolded trying to hit it, so it was like, you know, parents always thought they were funny trying to fuck with everybody, not letting them hit it. You know,
Yeah.
somebody let the drunken uncle do the fucking
And
rope or
fucking
whatever.
pull it up all quick all the time.
Yeah. You know, it's always some shit like that. But, you know, and I think that's why it was so much fun, is because it was such a spectacle. It wasn't like a normal game, you know? It was like a fucking event.
Yeah.
Oh no, I
definitely.
think I always like appreciated the rowdy aspects of things, you know? I always liked that kind of shit. Hands-on type of shit.
Yeah. And one of the biggest things that I remember from younger birthdays, myself or anybody else, that doesn't really happen anymore because nobody will fall for it, is trick candles.
Yeah.
That was like the biggest shit for like a good chunk of our childhoods, trick candles. And then every year when you had your cake, you would look at it and you would be like, are these fucking candles going to go out? And is everybody going to laugh at me? Like, what is this going to be like?
Yeah, some would work and then some wouldn't. You know, like some of them would work really good and then they would never go out.
Yeah, you would blow them and the fire would just stay the whole time. But then there was
Just
some that would
keep
relight.
coming back. Yeah, those ones, the relight ones. Some of those ones would just keep relighting.
Yeah.
Like melt all over the cake.
Yeah, and everybody's laughing at you and you're all pissed off.
Yeah.
And you're like, happy birthday, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, that was, it was like everybody fell for that shit back then for sure.
Yeah, pizza parties were a thing. I remember having pizza parties.
Yeah.
At school too. Sometimes have a pizza party at fucking, for a regular birthday or whatnot. Video games sometimes was a thing, you know, because like over the years we had different consoles, you know, we had like Super Nintendos or N64s or Segas or whatnot. So sometimes, you know, if there wasn't like too many people, you can figure out a way to have everybody share and play some video games, but it was kind of impossible, you know, it wasn't like it is now.
Yeah.
Where you could like connect multiple systems and all that type of shit. But
Yeah, I remember you had to fucking, in the early days of Xbox, when people would have like the LAN parties
yeah.
and just have
Yeah.
multiple TVs and multiple rooms.
Yeah, that was the shit.
Yeah. I remember
That was the shit.
I had a weed man when I was like 15 that fucking, he actually works at a gas station I go to now and he doesn't remember me. And, I fucking used to go to his house all the time. He probably doesn't remember me because he never looked at me. He would just look at the screen and like talk to me and just weigh out bags for me on the side in between matches. And they played like Call of Duty and shit. And fucking everybody would just be in the house. Like there would be like him and someone else in the room with 2 TVs and 2 Xboxes. Out in the living room, there's like 5 other people with all their separate game consoles. And then there's these people back here and they're all like have their own screen instead of doing split screen. And they're all like, all 16 of them are in the same match. Back before that was just like, I'm going to log on to my Wi-Fi and find out who's playing around the world. Oh, I'll join this game. Done. 16 people playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it was like
You had to do it all
was
manually.
intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can still do it that way too now.
Yeah.
You could do it.
I see a lot of people do it. I'll deliver to people that are just having fucking crazy ass parties, have like tables just all lined out in their living room and everybody's got their computers and shit.
Nowadays I do it only online. I just like party up with everybody in other cities and stuff.
Yeah, you don't have to wear clothes and you could get high without offending
spread
people.
out. Yeah. But yeah, no, there was a lot of those. There was those type of things too, you know. Those were definitely on the list. There was like Chuck E. Cheese parties. You know, those were cool as a kid because it was like video games and
Yeah.
you know, shit like that. There was like miniature golf. You know, miniature golf was fucking dope because it's another hands-on thing that keeps you preoccupied, and then go-karts and, you know, stuff like that. And sometimes it was simple as just going to the lake or something like that too, you know, or whatever if you live there, and just being with fucking family, you know, like it was just, I don't know. Birthdays were in general just a staple growing up. They were always something to look forward to. Even if like, didn't matter if you're like rich or poor or fucking in between, you know, like there's really, I think almost everybody has birthdays to look forward to as like some way to celebrate, you know. I rarely ever knew anybody that didn't like birthdays.
Yeah. Yeah, some people get bitter sometimes when their birthdays come around and they're like, yeah, I'm old. I'm fighting with my friends, so they're not going to be at my birthday party. And it's like, that's all fucking trivial shit. You know what I mean? What it really is it's another year, another 365 days that you got as a human being on planet Earth in your little blip of existence. Like, we're barely here for, if you look at how long everything else around you has been around, and you look at how long you've been here, we're barely here for a second. And that was 365 days that you got to live your life and be a person. So all these like experiences you had, all these memories that you made, and that's what it's all about, is just marking it down and being like, another one fucking down, another one bites the dust.
I know, it should be a celebration, right? It's like, you made it.
Yeah, you made it another year.
Literally, like, you made it another year. It's like, it's an achievement.
On a rock floating through space.
Not floating, flying, like, hauling ass.
Yeah, you made it. That's dope.
It's nuts. It's nuts, if we're all lucky.
So if your birthday is near right now, or near when you're listening to this, if it isn't, then just turn it off now and wait for your birthday and then start it over again.
Play this on your birthday, because happy birthday to you too.
Yep. You fucking made it. So speaking of celebrations, you released a brand new track the other day, correct?
Yep.
Entitled Foolishness.
Yep.
You want to smoke and listen to it on the way out?
Yep.
All right. Well, let's do it. This is Foolishness, and it is produced by Illtext, correct?
Yep.
We just had him on the show recently, and released on the Hella Network. So here it is. Thank you for listening, everybody. We love you. We'll see you on Saturday. Another year. You did it. All right, let's smoke.
Foolishness, tired of all the foolishness, foolishness, tired of all the foolishness, foolishness, tired of all the foolishness, foolishness, tired of all the foolishness. This could be the realest shit I ever wrote. But I bet they ain't gonna quote it. This could be the realest shit they ever seen. They gon' act like they didn't notice. I could be the best ever in the game. And they gon' act like I don't deserve it. The whole world can know my fucking name. And they gon' act like they never heard it. Foolishness. I'm tired of all the foolishness. Fuck the bullshit, homie. I'll run up with a full clip on me. Talk that talk, I'll show you how to spit that spit. You know me now, huh? You know I ain't fucking around, huh? You know it's over for you clowns, huh? It's going down, huh? That's why you duck when I'm around, huh? No more pushing your luck now, huh? Foolishness. I'm tired of all the